how are you? I'm Alexa.
And I'm Andrea.
Welcome to As You Are. Today is episode 10.
Woo!
Can't believe we made it to episode 10 already.
I know, it's crazy that it has gone so fast and we have done so many episodes. Then it's a lot.
A lot. And we were talking about that we've already done a vlog, so technically that's 11.
And I forgot about the extra, like the bonus episode after episode 1.
True.
So that's like actually 12.
12
videos that we have filmed so far.
Yeah.
So that's basically 3 months of filming only.
Yes.
Filming. We started all of this like way before, but filming content 3 months ago.
Wow.
Like 12 weeks ago.
To anyone that has listened to all of our episodes up until now, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for being here. We're pretty excited about today's episode, vision boards and manifestation. Mm-hmm. We have had different experiences, Andrea and I, working with vision boards, which we'll get into a little bit further in the episode. Today, we actually spent most of the morning and afternoon working on vision boards.
A few more hours than expected. We just flowed and like let it go.
Yeah, but it was fun. I feel honestly it was a
so
much
excited.
Needed time for us to just chill.
Yes.
Aside from, because lately we've been go with the podcast, and some days I just come, we film, and I leave right away. So I feel it was nice to just
bonding
chill,
time,
bond, hang out.
I loved it. I love doing it.
Yeah, it was nice. Honestly, if you can do this with other people, close friends, it's
I've
very
seen
fun.
a lot of friends like gathering together at the end of the year and doing it as an activity together, and I've always wanted to do that, but I don't know, you never find the time, and it's like during the holidays it's so hard to plan something with your friends. It's usually like family,
because they have family.
So I never end up doing it, but I'm so glad that we did it today.
Yes, I'm happy we did it. We're excited to share that with you in a little bit, so stick around.
Yes.
But first, we wanted to talk a little bit about manifestation. What is manifestation? We feel that all the different tools that we've talked about so far, like meditation, journaling, and today vision boards, these are all tools that can help you in your manifestation journey.
Yeah, I think everything ties in together a little bit in the topics, like meditating, journaling. It's like connecting with yourself and visualizing what you want to achieve in life. So everything's like tied up together. And this vision board is like a tool that serves as a reminder for the year and to something like to keep looking at.
So I had a vision board before that I wanted to update today to be more aligned with my vision today.
Yes.
But last night when I was thinking, okay, which picture should I add? Which picture should I change? I meditated, then I journaled. It just to come down to like my true essence and what I really, really wanted, just to fine tune the vision board better. So I feel it could be like all used like pretty much in that sequence: meditation, journaling, and vision board.
Yeah. I think it would be a good way to clear your mind and focus on what you actually want to achieve, and then put it in
visuals.
Yeah.
So what is manifestation?
Okay, wait, should we start with the poll, or do we want to do
we had a poll. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yes, let's do the
see.
poll.
I haven't seen how many replies we have gotten. Let's see.
And usually I'm like the first one to be like, what's the poll? I'm so excited about the polls. I forgot
about the poll.
If you're not on our Instagram, follow us on Instagram. We say this every episode.
Yes.
We post weekly, or try to at least, a poll that's relating to the upcoming episode. So we love seeing your responses, and please follow us so you can see the polls.
Okay, we have 20 votes.
Okay. Okay.
And the question was, do you make vision boards? 58%, that means 11 votes, said yes, love them.
Okay.
6 votes, I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
And 2 votes, not really my thing. So 58% of voters voted yes, love them.
We had a lot more people see the story but not
vote.
So I wonder how many of those people would have voted not my thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you assume those are no, not my thing.
Not necessarily.
I mean,
but kind of.
You would just
be like, I do it. Yeah.
So maybe
there's actually more people that is not my thing, but
yeah, probably.
We're here to convert you guys.
Make you do them.
For you, Andrea, it's your first time putting it in visuals. So I'm interested in seeing how that's different for you in the year to come.
Okay. Yeah, because I usually, what I've done in the past is basically just categories and bullet points. Like, what do I want to achieve in my fitness journey? And then I put bullet points. And it could be like something as simple as do 50 abs, like 50 repetitions for your abs a day or something, or a week, and things like that. So, like, smaller things that would help me in the long run, I just put as bullet points.
So it's more like goals, basically, for the year.
Small goals that I want to achieve in the year. Either reminders or goals that I want to keep throughout the year. So it's just like what I've done is just bullet points that I have usually at the end of my calendar. I used to have calendars, like physical calendars.
Like agendas?
Agendas. So I would have them at the end of the agenda, and I would look back in the end of the year.
And has that helped you?
Yeah, actually, yeah. It's like, for some reason, when you write stuff down or put it in visuals, it's just, you have to do it. I feel I have to do it. It's like,
it's like you're holding yourself accountable.
But it's crazy that it's just like pen and paper or pictures, and it, for some reason, makes you do them.
Yes.
It goes from your brain to paper, and that action is just,
it makes it more real.
It makes it more real versus it's just in your head. It's just different.
Because I feel there's many people that have repeated thoughts in their mind about what they feel they want, and they might think they're clear about it, but until you put it down, it's not the same thing.
True. Yeah. Because when you put it down, then you might realize that you need to do some stuff beforehand, or like achieve other things beforehand. So it's like,
or maybe some stuff that you actually don't really want. It's okay to go back to on things that you thought you wanted, but actually you realize you don't want that much, which is what happened to me with my old vision board that I updated today. Okay, but let's go back. What is manifestation? I've heard different people talk about the topic, and manifestation is something that you do all the time. You're always manifesting.
Right.
For example, as designers, when you think about creating a bar and you're imagining the bar in your head, and from your imagination it comes to reality, that's manifestation. Basically, that's what manifestation is having a thought idea in your mind visualize, like manifest itself in the real world.
Right. Like first the idea, then visualizing, and then it manifests into the world.
So anything, like if you're an artist, if you're thinking about a particular painting that you want to do, you're envisioning it in your head and it comes to life. Like all of that is manifestation. So it's basically like a creative process, I would say. And even could be like very standard stuff, like you thinking about doing something in particular in your life, and then you do it, and it's like that in itself is manifestation.
Yeah. And it doesn't need to be something as huge. It could be something like really small.
Yes.
We have also talked about frequencies, that if you're in the same frequency of like receiving or attracting those stuff, then it's going to come to you, versus if you're at a different one, then it just doesn't happen.
Yes.
Doesn't matter if you really, really want it. If you're not at the same level, it's just not going to happen.
I had mentioned doing a program on Mind Valley before, which I loved, which was the duality program with Jeffrey Allen. I also tried 2 other programs, which is from... So there's the Silva Ultramind system, which is from Vishen, who's the founder of Mind Valley, basically. And then there's the Art of Manifesting by Regan Hillier, not sure how to pronounce her name. But these 2, they talk about, and more so the one that Regan did talks about really manifestation and kind of like quantum leaping. I don't know if you've heard of the term quantum leaping before. I'll explain it a little bit, but both of these quests, that's how they call it on the app, I didn't finish, and I'll tell you why.
Sounds so dramatic, and I'll tell you why.
Listen. This year, I've been trying to define what manifestation is to me. And I think the reason why I didn't fulfill these 2 quests is because there was an aspect of control involved in it that I didn't relate to. Because, for example, the one with Regan, the Art of Manifesting, she has you go into a deep state of meditation and basically imagine yourself quantum leap. So basically going into your future, setting an intention for that future, grounding it into your future, saying it's done, it is done, it is done, it is done. She repeats this a lot. It is done, it is done, it is done. And you're basically putting it into your future, and then you come back to the present and you're supposed to live as if it has already happened. It will happen, and you have no attachment to it. It's like
it's already yours. Basically.
It's already yours. It's not that you want it. It's just that it's yours, and it's a matter of time until
it comes to you.
It comes to you. So when I was doing that exercise, honestly, I felt a little weird because there's a part of it to me that felt a little forced.
In what way?
In the way that right now I'm working really hard on being clear about my goals and intentions and my purpose, who I am. And that is my structure to then flow with the universe and kind of interact with the universe in a playful way of, okay, this sign means that, which means I'm getting closer to this. And it's more like a discovery.
Yeah, so you're like letting the universe play in your future in a way. It's not like you want to fully control what is going to happen. You want the universe to let you know if that's the right way to go.
Yeah. Because it doesn't matter how much I think I want something, the universe might show me otherwise, and ultimately I'm better off with the way that the universe planned it for me, or God, or however you want to, name it. But it's exactly what you said. I feel being, for me, and that's where it comes, it like gets a little tricky. Like a lot of people say that in order to manifest, you have to be extremely specific. Like you have to visualize. If you want to manifest, for example, a certain car in your life, you have to visualize yourself in the car. You're holding, you're driving.
Like the colors of the seat, the color of the car.
Yes, it's like
everything.
Very, very deep visualization. For me, I'm only comfortable doing that with my future house. Because I feel that's something I'm very detailed with that, and I feel that's something that I can actually control, in the sense that I feel in manifestation, for a lot of people, it has to do with money and abundance, financial abundance, because there's different type of abundance, but financial abundance specifically. And to me, I just want to believe that the universe will put me in the exact position that I need to be financially, and all these little details will be worked out in time.
But maybe don't you think that you're letting the universe come into play just because you're not sure of certain things? Like, for example, if you're really sure about, like, you are really sure about your house, you're like, no matter what, I'm gonna have that house.
Yes.
But you don't know exactly how much money you want. Like, you don't know the exact number. So you're just like, I'm just gonna let the universe like pick the number for me. But if you would have a number, you would be like, I need to get there.
That's a very good question and a very good point, because I think that really is true for me. I rather not care about finances. I rather it get handled in ways that I don't need to be so obsessed and on top of. Like you said, I just choose.
It's like basically you're like picking your battles in a way that I really want this. I want this, but I don't know exactly what it is. So I'm just going to let the universe pick what it is for me.
Right. But then again, it's like, I know, for example, financially, I know the minimum amount of money that I want per month. Right. In order to live what I believe
the lifestyle that you want,
the lifestyle that I want. So I know that number.
The minimum,
it's very
but
specific.
You don't know the maximum, basically.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I know the minimum. I feel like I want to get there for sure. Now, in terms of the maximum, it's like, universe, you do what you gotta do,
Okay. I mean, in my case, I feel you're like a lot more clear with the direction that you want to go. In my case, I don't know everything, but the things I know. It's like it's either
like
that
what? Like, do you have an
or
example?
Nothing. I don't know, like my future and family or love lives or things like that. I know exactly, like, this is what I want, so it's either that or that.
Yeah. that or that.
That or that. Or like the car, is that car or that car, car. So yeah, specific things. But the things that I don't know yet. I just
yes. But anyway, going back to the programs, and the one with Vishen, the one who is the founder, it was a little bit different in that for him it was more like a hypnosis program where he has you train yourself to reach different brain waves. Have you heard about brain waves?
No.
I watched a video recently, and I'll link it below if you're interested in brainwaves. It's very informative and super, like, it's like 5 minute long, the video.
Oh, okay.
But it explains the 5 brainwaves that we have. And for me, it's a very clear and scientific way to try and understand manifestation. So you basically have delta, theta, alpha, beta, and gamma. Delta is the one that's the slowest frequency, and that's when you're in deep sleep. Like you're not even dreaming, your body is literally restoring itself. Okay. And then you have theta, which is when you're dreaming and when you're in a very deep state of meditation. So for example, it's believed that people, and I don't think that it's believed. I think it's scientifically proven that people who meditate go into that frequency of the brain. And then the other ones, it's like in order, it just goes, you're more awake, but still relaxed. And then you're more awake, but very focused, doing like your daily tasks. And then gamma, which is the highest frequency, is when you're in like deep concentration, like learning something for the first time, or you're like really like focused. So, and the one with Vishen, his program has you basically try and train your mind to tap into those different brainwaves so that you can actively manifest. Okay. So for me, with these two, there's an aspect, like I was saying, of control that I didn't love. And I think the reason why I related to the duality program with Jeffrey Allen a lot more than these two is because I felt it was a lot more fluid and a lot more feminine in its approach.
That it's not as rigid. It's just
not
like
as rigid. Whereas these two, I felt more rigid and not really my style.
With that one, you felt that you needed to follow it to the dot.
Exactly.
And with the other one, it's like,
this is how you can
do it, but you can trust or like follow your intuition or your for yourself. Yes.
For me, at least with manifestation, I think there are certain things, like you said, if you know you really want them, you have to be very clear about. That's why for me, the most important thing is to know who I am. As long as I'm super clear about what I want in my life, the type of people that I want to be surrounded with, things like that, to me, that's the most important, because I know what my true desires are. And then I just like to be playful with how it unfolds itself. Yeah. I don't necessarily need to know everything. Yeah. And it's like, to me, you're kind of going, and I know it's just in my head, it's like a belief that I have, that you're kind of going against the universe if you're saying this is exactly what's going to happen in exactly this date, by that time I'll have this, that. It's like you don't know that. Right. So for me, that method doesn't work. And I know that it's because of my belief system.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Although I would have thought that you were like very, controlling doesn't sound like the right word, but like you like your things in a certain way. Like,
Yes. And like I've been trying to let go of that a lot more. This whole year, that's been what I've been working on, is gaining back my feminine energy and being a lot more free-flowing and creative and letting go of expectations, letting go of perfection. That's something that has been very hard for me to do, letting go of perfection. I'm still working on it.
I feel I make you let go of perfection sometimes.
Yes, for sure. You inspire me. Like today, Andrea was cutting the pictures like super fast, and she's going, and I'm like trying to cut within the lines.
You're like so stressed about cutting into the lines. I'm like, you're like, girl, you're so fast. I'm like, you're slow. Yeah. Because you really wanted to go to look really nice.
Other people inspire me a lot to let go of perfection.
Because I can see, like, without you even saying that, I could see that you have actually trying to change that. And then I feel that I have, like, not forced you, but, like, in a way that
pushed you. Because
since we're doing this together, sometimes we don't need to be as perfect with certain stuff. So I'm like, and then you're, like, letting go slowly. I can tell totally. Like, I don't think I've said anything until today, but I could tell.
Yeah. How do you feel about control and manifestation? And
I was very controlling in terms of, like, even in real life, physical stuff. It's like, no, this needs to be perfect. Everything needs to be fully aligned. Like,
the fact that you just align that glass, like, you don't understand. Sometimes I know. And I'm aligning stuff in my mind.
No, same. Like, physically, I would be like, that is not center. I would go and center it. Or, like, I could not watch TV if everything on my TV console is not straight. So I was very controlling at one point with that, for example. And then I was able to let go because it was just not working with my life. It was like not helping. It was like more ruining it in a way. So I feel.
And you feel that was like this year or last year or?
No, when I moved here, I was just, I started to actively trying to let go on that. Okay. And same with thoughts. It's like, I always thought that things need to be perfect. I've never been like a stressful person, but whenever I start to get like stressed about work and things like that, it's because you want things to turn out perfect, to be like, this is the best presentation I've put together so far, or things like that. And it's just, I would do my best, but I don't try to control everything to be 100% perfect. And I just literally trust the universe and be like, whatever is meant to be ready today, it's gonna be ready for today's. If not, it's because it wasn't supposed to. So it's just, I've been able to let go on a lot of things because we're both perfectionists in our own way. But in some cases, being perfectionist has a lot of positive things, but in other cases, it can be very harmful for like,
it can be like hindering. Thoughts. It's like keeping you from.
Like it's not, sometimes it's not adding, it's just like taking things from you, like taking your peace and taking your peace. So
and like, peace of mind. It's
peace
like
of mind. So it's just, I've been trying to let go, and it's so freeing sometimes that I'm glad that I was able to like slowly, it's still a work in progress, but slowly trying to let go on small things, and then eventually you let go on like bigger things that you thought you would never be able to. So so slowly but slowly. But
what has been your experience with manifestation? What is your definition of manifestation?
What we were talking about, thinking about something, and I feel you need to align it and be realistic in a way. Don't be like, oh, I'm going to have a 6-room house tomorrow. It's like taking little by little, but just putting yourself and your mind to something that you really want, and then just actively trying to work towards that, but thinking as you already have it, so you can be in the same level of attracting it as well. And keep it in mind, work towards that, but then also believe that you are able to receive that, and so you can attract it.
Right. What you said about believe that you can receive it, I think that's something that might stop a lot of people from getting what they really want in life, is they don't believe that they can have it, or that they're deserving of having it. Yeah.
Also, on another topic, some people don't feel they are deserving of certain things, and I think it relates to manifestation in a way that if you really want something but you feel that you don't deserve it, it's most likely it's counterproductive. So just be aligned with, be deserving of what you want to have, or the lifestyle that you want, and attract that with your beliefs, and works towards that as well. I don't think it's something that you, I really want this house, but I'm just gonna let it happen. No. You need to work towards that. But be able to think positively about it, and as if it's yours and you are deserving of it.
It actually reminds me of a video that I saw of 2 people swimming. You know when you do laps in a pool, and one of them is swimming, like he looks like he's going slow, but he's just flowing in the water. And the next person next to him is like fighting for their life, trying to like swim, but they're behind.
Right.
It was interesting because you can see the contrast of one person flowing with it, and just
like flowing with the current
groove, like they're in their element, and they're just going, and the other person just fighting against the current. There was no current, but like their current, just fighting. So ultimately, it doesn't matter how much effort you put into it if it doesn't align with what you truly want deep down, and what your values are, what your purpose is, what you are. It's like you're always just gonna feel like you're fighting for something.
Yes. Also, I think that's when the universe or destiny plays a role, that sometimes you really, really want something, but if it's not meant for you, it's just basically not going to happen too.
Which I feel, whenever you think you really want something, but it ultimately never turns out to happen, I believe that it's because it wasn't your true desire. I believe that it's because there were outside influences that made you think that you wanted that for yourself. But if it didn't happen, it's because it really wasn't your truth.
Right.
So
the deep down is not what you truly want it.
So I think that's where meditation and journaling, doing that deep work. And I would say, if you haven't done a vision board before, I think that the way that you've done it with your goals would be a great way to start, even before taking pictures. Because I think the moment that you start looking for pictures, it's so easy to be like, oh, this is nice.
Away.
This is, that could be my life. Oh, I wouldn't mind this.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you wouldn't mind it, but how does it resonate with you? That's why, like, my old vision board, I literally sat there and was like, okay, this image resonates with me because it means this, that. This image means this, that. And then there are some images I stopped and I was like, I mean, it would be nice to have it, but does it resonate with me?
Like, it looks good on the board, but is it like truly what I want, or towards where I want to go? Yeah, you need to be very specific and very aligned with exactly where you want to be. And I saw another video of this girl talking about manifestation, and that she has manifested a lot of things on her board, and it's because she has been so specific about certain things. And I even saw her photoshopping certain images to have like either her face or her name or specific number that she wanted. So she fully putting herself in the vision board and be like, instead of seeing someone else's face doing what I want to do, I Photoshop my face and it's like me doing what I want to do. And I thought that was so interesting because it's when you manifest, you need to think as if you already have it. So if you look at something in your vision board with your face on it, it's basically tricking your brain as it has already happened. So I thought that was so interesting. I was like, maybe I want to do that too.
That it is very interesting because I think a big part of manifestation too is, and I've heard this from different people, to expose yourself to that situation or circumstance. For example, if you know you want to have a knowledge in a certain type of subject, then expose yourself to people who have that knowledge so you understand that it's attainable. And expose yourself to their process, because it's very easy for us to see people online and believe like they've always been this way and they're always this perfect version of who they are. But they have gone through a whole process that you're not seeing. You're really only seeing the end product. So understanding like the big picture process and exposing yourself to the things that you feel like you want can not only help you understand, do I really want this, because you're exposed to it, but also, like you were saying, not tricking your brain, but allowing your brain to accept, oh, this is true, this is real. Like, for example, for me, I'm really into inversions right now and flexibility and all of that. When I see like the progress of these people going from being not flexible at all to like extremely flexible with no handstand to full on handstand, it's very inspiring. And instead of looking at that final perfect picture, exposing myself to the process.
Like put yourself where they were and then like where you can be.
Especially if it's something that's so material as, like, for example, for a lot of people, physical appearance will show up on boards. And that is something that you cannot just manifest and it shows up out of thin air. Like, that's work. You know what I mean?
Discipline and work.
And that has helped me a lot, actually, in working out. Whenever I'm doing my handstands, for example, I think to myself, there's a version of me that has already achieved this. I'm only working towards meeting that version of myself. So I'm like, okay, I already know how to do this. It's just I'm getting there. So a lot of the times I feel like I'm like my future self training my now self. It's like literally telling myself, you got this. Like, you already know how to do this. You're just figuring it out. Like, keep going.
Yeah, and every time you try, it's just that you're just getting closer and closer and closer. So just keep going and until you achieve it.
Yes. So going back to what manifestation is and the different brainwaves, the best analogy that I've heard about manifestation is comparing it to a radio. And I've told you this before. That right now music is playing and you don't hear it until you take a radio and you switch tune in to different frequencies, and you find the different channels. And you know, when you're playing with a knob on the radio, until you're like right exactly where it needs to be, there's going to be a little bit of static, and you're going to be, and then until you're right there at that frequency, and then it's super clear, crystal clear. And I feel like that's what manifestation is. I really think that our brains are like a radio that are able, and it's literally scientifically proven, we have brain waves. Like our brain goes into different levels of frequencies. And I feel that our brains are like radios that we can play with the dial and tune into certain frequencies. And once we hit it just right, that's when manifestation happens.
Yeah.
So I think for me, ultimately, at the end of the day, where I've come on the topic of manifestation, and then we'll go to the vision boards, the most important thing to me today is finding clarity, being very specific with what I want. And then I just have faith that because I have this inner knowing of who I am, I've become this antenna to attract all of these different things to me, like that radio analogy. So that's really where I am. And I'm not into the whole quantum leaping thing, going and like making certain things happen in a certain way at a certain time. You know what I mean?
Okay. But I love that analogy because it plays a role in the deserving part, that if you're thinking about deserving certain stuff, or what you truly want, if you're not aligned with everything, then the frequency is like you don't get there. It's like putting yourself at a certain level so you can attract things at the same level. So I love the analogy that you just put yourself into the right frequency.
Yeah. And even like on a simple basic level, if you don't believe that you can achieve something, your day-to-day actions are gonna speak that.
Yes.
I cannot achieve this, so I'm gonna do this instead. It's like, it's not even a whole fancy thing. It's just,
or it's also even like something as simple as like someone that is doing a project and then they feel the project sucks. It's probably gonna suck because
because
like
that's the energy you're putting out.
That's the energy that you're putting to the project. So it's the same thing with everything that you do in life. It's like you need to do it with intentions and like being positive about it and being proud. Even if it sucks, just be proud about it.
It's like, at least I've gone this far.
Yeah, because there's a girl that I work with. This other girl, whenever she would show her work, she would be like, oh yeah, and I did this thing, I mean it's not done yet, whatever. And this other girl was like, but don't present it like that, just be like, this is the best thing I've ever done in my life, even if it's not really, but just present it as if, because when you do that, you already predisposing the viewer being like, okay, this is not gonna be as good, you know. And I think you need to be like that in your life. It's like, I'm doing this, and be excited about it and be proud of whatever you do in life, just because you did it and you put effort into it, because you need to be positive about it. Because if you bring in negativity, it's just going to be more negative things coming. And when our attention goes, it grows. So it's just be positive about it.
And that relates to what we have been talking about, that your energy, people read your energy. And so if you're like, oh, but I don't know, and this, and you're not going to sell me. I'm not going to believe you. I don't want it now. No, I don't. But compared to, this is where we're going. We're adding this. We're doing. It's like, okay, I want to be on your boat.
Right.
Because you're clear. You know what you want. And it's like, yes. But if you don't even believe in yourself, how am I going to believe in you?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, totally agree. It's like, you're not convincing me. I don't want to like convince you to convince myself. It's like, no, I don't want it anymore.
Exactly.
Like, no.
Yeah, so that's manifestation. So we're going to jump into the vision boards. We felt it was... we feel it's a good segue just because, and that's why I was saying I'm interested in seeing how this visualization manifestation board is going to work for you in the new year.
Yes.
We encourage you, if you have never done a manifestation board, to go through these steps. Meditate on your ideas, journal about what you really want.
And I think you can start also like with the categories, bullet points, and then you find images for those bullet points.
Exactly. Do it in reverse. Because if you start with the pictures, you're going to have a whole bunch of stuff that are not
you're just gonna get carried away and
You're
be like,
gonna
this
get
is
carried
pretty,
away.
and then you're just gonna put like a nice mood board or pretty looking board, but it doesn't
like
mean
aesthetically
anything.
pleasing. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything to you. So I feel
Yeah.
every single image needs to
resonate
and mean something.
Have an
And
intention.
Have an intention. That's the word. And then just finding an image for each bullet point. I think it's like the best tip ever, because it's like you just like, it's very intentional.
I feel like that's why I added all of these words on my board this time around, is to be like, this is the word exactly for this image.
Yeah. Okay. So should we show them?
Let's go. I like your sweater, by the way.
It's new.
Oh.
Black Friday sale. Okay.
1, 2, 3. And if you can't see, if you're listening to this podcast,
we're just gonna like name our categories.
Yeah, we can.
Do you wanna do that?
Yeah. So maybe let's say, for example, let's start with health, and you say what you have on your board about health, and I'll say what I have.
Okay. So I have here one of the most important images in my board would be, it's a flat belly. And it's not physically like how it looks physically. It's just how it feels, how I want to feel. I've talked in one of the episodes about how much I've suffered with bloating, and it's something that I'm actively working on. And I really want this year to be the year that I cure it, or that I feel that I've improved the most in terms of that. So I have that here, and I put a image of like the gut next to it so that I can fully relate, and next to it it's supplements that I know have helped me a lot with improving my overall gut health. So be conscious about taking those, and when you fix all of that, then your skin is gonna glow. So I want to align everything to gut health and to have clear skin, because I've also suffered from acne, and it's fully related to bloating as well. So I just want to be aligned and be mindful and be conscious about my bloating situation.
For me, health wise is on this side of the board. I also have things related to nutrition. I personally don't suffer from bloating as Andrea does, but I do think that nutrition is a very important part and should be of anyone's life. And this year and in the years to come, hope to be a lot more aware of my choices when it comes to nutrition, but also I want to love eating the food that I eat.
Like,
there's nothing like seeing a plate and you're like, wow. It's like, not only is it going to taste good, but it's going to be so good for my belly, you know? So that's why I have this picture of mangoes here.
Oh, the mangoes. I saw her cutting the mangoes and I'm like, what does it mean, really?
What is this for?
It's like tropical, like, where are we getting it?
But to me, that's what that symbolizes, is whenever I see mangoes, I'm like, it just brings me so much joy, and that feeling of enjoyment that you have of eating something that you know is healthy and good. And obviously then anything in excess, it's not like I could eat mangoes all day long and I'd be healthy, no. But just the idea of freshness,
enjoying it, good mango.
And then I think that ties into, so here I have a picture of this older woman that really inspires me, because right now I'm getting a lot into, for example, these are images of inversions, into body strength and flexibility. And we were talking about this earlier, that for me it's just a way to have discipline, persevere. Further from the aesthetics, it's also about longevity. So that's why I have this image of this older woman here that inspires me a lot, because it's like, to me, I'm doing all these things so that my future self can benefit from it as well.
Yeah. I love that. Well, and yours, it's health and fitness related in a way. So I also put here.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I also put here that I wanted to start doing more, like being better at some yoga poses. And then I also put an image of someone running, because I want to get into running. But to do that, I have 8 years till now. I've been suffering from my knee. So I need to fix my knee in order to start running. So it's just like consciously making the effort of going to physical therapy and stretching.
I can so see you running. Like, you look like a runner.
I would
it's
love
like
to
a
be
written all over
this
you.
Should be me.
Yes.
I will be there by the end of next year. Like, I sign up for a 5K. That's like a warm up for someone who runs. But since I don't run at all, I was like, I'm gonna sign up for one so I can like push myself to train for that. So I think I'm starting from now. Like, I'm not trying to wait till the last minute or just to January. I'm just like trying to start as soon as possible. I'm just
and something to know for your board in general is that it's mostly focused on the year to come. For my board, I think it's just my life in general.
Yeah,
like,
I was like,
till the day I die.
When I saw a picture of the older woman, I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like,
do you want to be old now?
I'm like, what does it mean? And she's like, yeah, this is where I want to be when I'm 60. I'm like, girl, but what about 2025? I'm like, I put something that I want to achieve like this year. You know?
Yes,
it's like, yeah, for me, my board, the way I did it is the next 12 months, and versus yours, it's like your life.
I think for me, it just helps me, and maybe you can get inspired from my approach versus Andrea's approach and see which one works best for you. But for me, it works best to understand big picture who I am, and then focus on specific goals for years. So I think after this, I'm gonna do the bullet point list
points,
and maybe try and add images.
Maybe you can add it on the back.
Yes, maybe I could add it on the back. But I also want to hang this. I want to be able to see both at the same time.
Oh, I see.
So maybe I'll take another one. But also, I was telling Andrea that these videos of inversions, like, they inspire me so much. And I feel like I want to do like a video montage, an inspirational video for myself.
I'm sure that you're going to add music and it's going to be so inspiring.
Yes.
I want it. Send it to me afterwards.
I'll look at it too.
I'll look at it with you.
Yeah. Okay, so next category.
I have here like a hobbies section. I've been wanting to learn how to play the piano for the longest time. And this year I got a piano, but I haven't been too committed about it. Oh, and another thing is to act consciously, find time for myself, and instead of trying to fill my agenda or in a way that, oh, I have time, maybe I can see my friend that I haven't seen. It's just like, no, put time for yourself as well and just be alone, because I love being alone too. So it's just not get carried away of, oh, I need to see, or like I need to be on top of my friends and blah blah blah. It's just I need time for myself, so consciously put that in mind.
Okay, I think for me the only thing that I have about hobbies is this picture of paddleboarding.
Oh yeah,
I love paddleboarding.
Yeah, we should go.
And I love sunsets. We should. It's been a while since we've been, but not in this weather.
Yeah, no.
Kind of cold.
Kind of cold for
in
people
Miami.
in Miami. What about? Did you put anything about money?
Well, the one thing related to money is this image of travel here that I had spoken to you about earlier. And other than that, there's this house with a beautiful tree.
I've known about this house for so long.
Like, you can barely see the house in the image. It's just the tree. The tree is magnificent, and I want a beautiful tree in my property. I just love nature, and I love trees.
She showed me that house years ago, and I'm like, yes. That's yours.
That's it. It's for you.
We found it.
Like, if there's one thing I would love for the universe to gift to me, is a house with a tree. Doesn't matter what the house looks like. Just give me a beautiful tree.
Beautiful tree. Yes. I feel it's going to happen.
I think so too.
I believe in you. For me, the only thing I put about money here, I put like a picture of like in the stock market.
I saw that. I was curious to know what it was.
Well, because when I did the bullet points and I put in the money aspect my investments, and I put a number in my mind. I didn't write it down, but I put a number in my mind. Like by the end of the year, I'm gonna have this amount of money in that account. So I wanted to do the same here. I wanted to write it down, but I haven't. But I'm gonna write it down, the number, and it's just like a goal that I have. Like by the end of the year, I'm gonna achieve, like, get to this number.
Nice. And then aside from that, I see family, friends.
Yes, I just put here as reminders because this is a goal that I've had with my friends. We travel once a year together. Now it's getting a little bit more complicated in a way because they're having kids, but I still want to be able to travel with them once a year. So I put it next to the travel image. So I have my family, my friends, and travel. So my family is all over the world. So it's just being together and traveling. I've had like an issue with like a travel permit. So I didn't want to put a picture of a plane because it could be like, oh, traveling within the US.
Right.
So I put like the world map.
A whole map.
A whole map. And I'm going to just put pins or where I want to go. So I have like a couple places that I really want to go that are outside the US. So I'm just gonna put pins and be like,
I hope you can achieve that.
Yes. We'll talk next year.
Yes. For me, family is this picture that I put of hands overlapping each other. I've spoken to you a lot about me thinking about my kids recently, what they'll be like in the future.
Yes.
I feel like they motivate me today, my future like kids. They motivate me today to just be a version of myself that they could be proud of. Mm-hmm. And I really feel a sense of responsibility to pass on knowledge and integrity and discipline and, you know, all the good stuff to the future generations, and not just to my personal kids, but other younger family members or kids in general around the world. Yeah. And then this beautiful dog that I want.
It was in your previous vision board.
He was in my previous vision board, and he made it here again. And then this picture it's a picture of a sofa. So it's more like interior design aesthetic. It's a huge sofa here.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one. I was going to ask you about it.
And then below it, I put the word company. I just envision my house having this big conversation pit that I can have friends over. And if I have kids, they could build like forts. And it's like a place where so much happens. Like you could take pictures of it throughout the year and it would look so different every time, depending on who's there, you know?
I like it. I have here, this is another goal that I have for this year, is to be on time. So I put here, I found it's not a quote, but it's like a graphic that it says, you don't need more time, you need more focus. So I feel that's me. I need more focus. And what are the things I have here? This corner is related to the podcast.
Yes.
So I put an image about, you know, on YouTube when you get, I think, 100,000 followers, you get this is it's a plate.
Okay.
But I put the one that has 1 million subscribers. Guys, we need to reach this. But I put like this plate. So I might use the analogy of this other girl, like write our name.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is our plate.
Yes.
And then I put next to it to get our first brand deal.
Oh, that's what those are?
Yes, I didn't want to say anything because it's like, what this means? But I didn't want to say it until now.
Nice.
So to get our first brand deal would be great, like something related to wellness, fitness, skincare. So it's along those lines. I put it here. And then I put peace because I just want to take life slower. I feel wake up, I have breakfast, I'm always running. So I just want to be better at time management and be more peaceful about it. And just focusing about nutrition, sleep, and movement. Oh, very nice. Then in the center, I just put 1% better every day because sometimes I'm black and white. And if I don't do things 100%, I won't do it at all. And then that plays a role in stop being so perfectionist about it. And if you're 1% better each day, you're going to go farther instead of doing 100% one day and 0% for 2 weeks.
And I feel like that's how we've been with the podcast, honestly. I feel both of us have been doing a very good job at that, just being a 1%. And just showing up, and it's really proving to be like a good technique. Just do it a little bit by little bit, and then now it's like we have a whole thing, you know, a whole setup, a whole bunch of episodes.
A whole bunch of episodes.
Okay, so I'll finish with mine. These are pictures from home that I have here. I was telling Andrea that this corner makes me a little bit sad just because of the situation of the country right now. This picture is an image of hand holding. To me, that represents healing. That's something that is very big for me. And I think that this is the one image that to me symbolized the podcast. Because
I see what you mean.
You know, it's like there's so many people that we can touch with it. And then this image about meditation is just so peaceful with the sunset. I love the sun. But that's it. I think that's everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, biggest tip.
Meditate, journal, bullet points, and find image for those. That's
it. So you're ready for next year. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Please share if you have any friends that you know are wanting to get into vision boards, don't know how to start.
Yeah. And it could be like a great activity to do with your friends too. So then you motivate each other and then you can talk about it. And it's like a good bonding experience as we had today.
Yes.
So If you like this episode, let us know in the comments and subscribe. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, Spotify,
YouTube.
As You Are Pod. Yeah, see you next Wednesday.
See you next Wednesday. Oh, next Wednesday is going to be the holiday episode.
Oh, yes.
We have something extra special. It'll be different. Only thing we're going to tell you is that these chairs are not going to be here and the setup is going to be very unique.
It's going to be very unique.
Very unique. So make sure to tune in next week.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in today, and we love you guys.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.